Society has evolved to a point where people believe that they are the center of the universe, and everyone, especially service employees, must cater to their often absurd requests.
So I work as a manager at Community Market, and part of my job is authorizing returns for my coworkers when I'm on the floor. And one day, my coworker Joe called me over because one of our regulars, Barry, wanted to make a return.
The theory that the customer is always right has encouraged people to increasingly misbehave and demand unreasonable services.
I asked Barry what was going on and, what he wanted to return, and he had these water bottles. He watched this program on TV the night before all about BPAs and plastic. So I explained to him that, with the reusable water bottles, you can really only use them for a year. So I say, it looks like they've been used for a while. And he says, well, yes, they have. And I tell him, well, I can't accept, water bottles that you've been already using for, multiple years. And to that, he yelled at me, "But you're poisoning me!" And I tried to remedy the situation as best I could. I told him I would offer him a discount on new bottles, and he wasn't having it.
Here we have a series of incidents in an unnamed coffee location dealing with idiotic customers. Here we have a customer who expects the person at the register to know exactly what they want. By pointing and saying, this one, the customer is expecting the barista behind the register to read their minds, something baristas cannot do. This one is seen really pointing at the coffee, suggesting that that is what he wants, not giving a determined size or amount. Here we have a customer who has had plenty of time to wait in line and make a decision. Upon arriving at the register, the customer, having had this enormous amount of time to make a decision, is unsure as to what they want. Here we have a customer ordering a simple beverage. Upon the barista repeating the order back to the customer, they confirm that it is the correct drink. Upon receiving the drink once it's been made, are confused at the fact that it is the drink that they did not order. This stems from the fact that they have changed their mind from ordering it to receiving it, something these customers do often.
The service industry trains employees to work with customers' outrageous demands and take verbal assaults, even when said assaults are unwarranted and psychologically unsound.
I have a 47-year-old male patient coming into the hospital with a history of cardiac arrhythmias. We're going to do a diagnostic electrophysiology study on the patient to determine risk stratification and his need for an implantable cardioverter defibrillator. The patient was brought into the EP lab and attached to blood pressure cuff, oxygen saturation monitoring. He was administered with sedation and pain medication. During the insertion of the IV sheaths in the groin area, the patient became extremely agitated and slightly violent. The study was completed and was found to be negative. No arrhythmias were induced. The patient was given the news and told that he did not require surgery or a defibrillator, at which point he became angry, hostile, and was verbally abusive to the staff and physicians. He was angry that we had not found anything and felt that he needed to get a second opinion. He was taken from the room and recovered out in the outpatient area for a 4-hour period of time, during which time he continued with his angry behavior and his outburst and threatened to actually kill the physician.
The direction our society is headed towards will only lead to greater customer ignorance. People will demand more and more from customer service representatives, whether they be your local barista, grocery store manager, or a nurse.